Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me for a flip through. So I made this little journal here. You can see by the way it sits in my hand that it is just wee. It is about 3 3/4 wide there by 4 1/4. So in centimeters, I don't know because it's only inches. I can't tell you. There you go. Tiny, but it's got lots in it. I was inspired by Joy Antique. I think that is. I'll link it down below. I discovered her channel. Came up as a suggestion. You know how YouTube sometimes does. And so I watched it and I wanted to have a go straight away. So I haven't filmed it. I just wanted to have a go and make it, and thoroughly enjoyed making it. This took me 3 days, of crafting sessions. And yeah, really like it. It is a paper bag journal. So the cover is made from a Boots pharmacy bag. Yeah, that's what it is. That is the size of it. So yeah, that's what I did. I loved it. It was ingenious. So we've got a pocket here, and I just put in I just made a quick little pocket thing here out of a book page. I've got a bit of antique ledger and a tiny little journaling card in there. The pocket's lined with some antique document, and I've also put in there a little vintage community chest card as well. So that's put anything in the pocket, but I just put that in. So we've got lace down the spine, so that's covering up the binding, the wax thread, and then I just made an eyelet hole there, and I fed this button through. It's off a uniform, it's a police uniform, and then I just tied some leather thing on it. Can't think of the name. And then I just added a bit of a dangle. On the inside here, the same lace that's on there, I just used it as a pocket. This is an antique document. Everything in here is original ephemera, no digitals. And so this is from 1888. This document was typed, and the back of the document was plain, so I thought that was good for journaling on. So I didn't put any tea-dyed paper in here because there's enough of this, to not require it. We have a nice old postcard here that's from Versailles, the Palace of Versailles, and then I just made my tags and journaling cards all out of vintage or antique book page, backed onto tea-dyed paper, so it's got a nice stiffness. Used some pattern paper there, and then this is an image from my Victorian catalogue, not an original Victorian catalogue, it's a book, it's a reproduction, and then I just add a few labels. I stamped those, so that's that. And then so then I just cut out one of these from that same Victorian catalogue. We've got some vintage receipts, so that's just folded over there, formed a little pocket. Got a vintage Monopoly card there and a bit of antique ledger there popped in. I added a bit of ribbon on the edge of this page here, so that that brings the colour in, just a little bit of stenciling. And then I added some tea-dyed paper on that side, so we've got a journaling spot. And then this is an old book about tartans. and then again 2 dyed paper on the document, and then I just added a little illustration there again from the Victorian catalogue, and I thought it went quite well with the picture there. Another quick bit of stenciling. This is an antique letter, and so because it's nice and blue, I picked the blue out here. So this was a vase from that antique Victorian catalogue, and I just coloured it blue with Distress inks, and yeah, just decorate it up, added a bit of stamping. And then this is just a bit of Monopoly money, vintage Monopoly money, the one that's plain on the back, so it can be for journaling. Right. So this was just a bit of note paper I had, quite like the pretty colour. Here we have it, 1888. This is the part of the front bit of the document, and I just created a fold and added in, this is a tab, another clock from the Victorian catalogue, and then I just popped in £20 Monopoly money there for interest and extra journaling space. 1947 page there, bit of stenciling, nice little mini botanical book I've got, so that is just folded up to form a pocket, and I've slipped in there another postcard from Versailles and a nice might do that the other way around, a nice journaling card there. And then we've got a vintage, this is actually antique receipt, and this is just fussy cut out of the same botanical book that I got these images out. I just thought the purple flower looked nice there. Made a little small tuck here from that antique document, just added an old cigarette card, and then just popped in the Old Kent Road because it's purple and it matches, and a little bit of antique document there. So stick that in there. And then we've got the back, well, we've got part of the same document, that's the middle signature. No, it's not. I lied. So I just put in this little doily, and then I've just inked it in place. So it looks like a whole doily there and a whole doily there. And then this is the middle signature. It is an envelope, and I opened it up so that we got a pocket there, and I folded the flap back to the front so that we've got a pocket there, and it was decorated on the inside, which I thought was pretty. This is an antique book page, but there was lots of blank bits on this page, so I thought that'd be nice for journaling on. And then this is the other side of the envelope, which was lovely decorated again. So we've got journaling space. This is the flap that I folded over to make an up tuck. And then I've just put a journaling card, and that's a chance card there. And then on the other side, we have community chess card. So they go up nicely in that little up tuck. And then we've got the same here. We've got a tag and another bit of that antique book page that can be journaled on. And I kind of picked out the colour that I had coloured that vase with. I think that was antique rose. And so I've done again, got a bit of a flip out here, lots of journaling space, and there's space to journal on the back there as well. Nice bit of stenciling. I was going to stamp, but then I thought, oh, just stencil, it's quite nice. Done that again. That's the other side of the doily. So now we're working our way back, and it's just, you know, quite similar repeat. I haven't done a purple top there. I picked out the blue in there. Another bit of antique ledger there. Go back in the tuck. And then we've got a wonderful, wonderful picture here. I love it. And it's written on the back that we've got Mrs. Gray and her sister, Miss I don't know, Jem? It's Jem maybe? Taken in the back, at the back door, don't look at the dishcloth. Dishcloth there. And that is another lovely journaling card. I just decorated the pocket front there with a doily and such. Another little flap here. I have got tucked in here a cheque stump from 1932 and a Monopoly money. Kind of matched the flower there. That was where I was going for. Put that back on. And then we have another flap, and this one has got a community chest card in it. Didn't want to put another green money in it. Didn't want it to be that samey. Like to do different things. So I've just got a little glimpse of a leaf there from the other page. So that's a nice plain sheet. Lots of potential for journaling. Here we've got another tag and another bit of Monopoly money there. Back of that antique letter, bit of stenciling, another little tuck spot with just a little bit of antique ledger. Sort of pick the card to sort of match the tartan picture there, and then we've just done the same as we did on the other page. Another bit of antique ledger that can be journaled on. Another picture from Versailles of the Queen's house. Chose that because it was pink to go with the vintage receipt. And then we've just got a bit of vintage ledger there on the back, made into a pocket, genuine stamp there. I've done this to make that a bit stiffer. I didn't want to just put a lace pocket like I did on the other cover, inside cover, because I wanted this to have a little bit of extra stiffness, because the front has some extra stiffness because it's lined and it's got stuff in the pocket. So I wanted the back to have also have some stiffness. So that is my little scrappy journal. I'm going to make another one of these. I'm going to use some digitals in the other one so you can see the difference. Not everybody's got all this genuine ephemera. So I hope you will join me to find out how I made this journal. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.